What's up, Bills Mafia? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you all the inside scoop, the locker room whispers, and the breaking news straight from Orchard Park. And before we dive into today's huge updates, let me just say this. Our Buffalo Bills are working relentlessly this offseason to sharpen every edge, plug every gap, and chase that elusive Super Bowl. This team is grinding to get better every single day, and you can feel the urgency. So if you're just as fired up as we are about this team's future, go ahead and smash that like button and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a beat on everything Buffalo Bills. We've got two major headlines to unpack today. James Cook's uncertain future on a surprise Hard Knocks bombshell. Let's get into it. Let's start with the James Cook situation. Bills fans, this one's complicated. James Cook is heading into the final year of his rookie deal. And here's the thing. The guy's been electric. Over 1,500 all-purpose yards last season. He's become a key part of our offense and a major safety valve for Josh Allen. But here's where the storm clouds start rolling in. There's been zero indication that Cook and the front office are anywhere close on a contract extension. And that's making people nervous. Bleacher Report's Alex Ballantyne just listed Cook as a potential trade candidate if talks stall or worst case scenario, he holds out. That's right, he's saying if Cook doesn't get a new deal soon, don't be surprised if Brandon Beane picks up the phone. Now, let's pump the brakes for a second. This doesn't mean Cook is about to be shipped off to the highest bidder, but the fact that this is even being discussed? That's significant. GM Brandon Beane did try to calm the waters in a recent interview with Adam Shine on Mad Dog Sports Radio. Beane said, and I quote, "I have no doubt when it's time to play football, he'll be ready to roll." And Cook himself has been non-committal, saying to Poker News, "However it works out, it works out. I just make sure the business is a business and always be there for my teammates." That's not exactly a hard commitment to showing up to camp. Without a new deal, Bills Mafia. And look, this team doesn't have a great financial outlook moving forward. The salary cap is tight. With Josh Allen's mega contract, plus Stephon Diggs' departure, and a whole new wide receiver room to evaluate, Cook could find himself on the outside looking in come 2026 free agency. And now, drumroll please, for the first time in franchise history, the Buffalo Bills are stepping into the national spotlight as the featured team on HBO's Hard Knocks Training Camp edition. Yup, that's right. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell announced that our team will be the star of the Emmy-winning HBO documentary series, offering an all-access pass to Bills training camp this summer at St. John Fisher University. Now I know what you're thinking. This could be great exposure for the team. But let's be honest, inside One Bills Drive, this news wasn't exactly welcomed with open arms. According to The Athletic's Tim Graham, neither GM Beane nor Coach McDermott wanted anything to do with this. In fact, since taking over in 2017, they've done everything possible to avoid it. Graham even pointed out that when the NFL made the announcement, the Bills posted nothing about it on social media. No press release, no hot video, not even a quote from Terry Pegula, Pete Gwelly, or Josh Allen. Radio silence. When the NFL announced its mandate Wednesday, there was no huzzah from the Bills. Nobody wanted to talk about it. This isn't just about camera crews. It's about distraction. It's about letting the world peek behind the curtain when McDermott's entire philosophy is about keeping things in-house, tight-knit, and focused. And let's not forget, this change only happened because the NFL scrapped the old rule that protected playoff teams from being forced into hard knocks. That rule kept the Bills safe in years past. But in 2024, that protection vanished, and the league was desperate for a new team after last year's disastrous Giants season. Yeah, remember that train wreck? After the Giants' behind-the-scenes chaos aired in 2024, most teams ran for the hills. Even a rumored college football version with Bill Belichick and UNC fell apart. So what does HBO do? Knock on Buffalo's door. And while Josh Allen's MVP season and his engagement to Haley Steinfeld may bring some flash, the Bills' offseason has otherwise been drama-free. So it seems like the league just needed somebody, and we were next in line. So here we are, Bills Mafia, caught in a moment of crossroads. James Cook's future is up in the air. The front office is navigating a tough salary cap, and now we're going to have cameras following every handshake, injury scare, and emotional team meeting. This could go two ways. It could rally the team, boost fan engagement, and show the world how real Buffalo grit looks. Or it could be a major distraction for a team chasing a championship. The Buffalo Bills are headed to Chicago this summer for what's shaping up to be a jam-packed, high-intensity preseason business trip. That's right, folks. The Bills and the Bears are locking in joint practices ahead of their preseason clash at Soldier Field on August 17th. And yes, it's going to be a big deal. Now, some of you might remember last year it was the Steelers. That trip to Pittsburgh brought some serious competition, some gritty reps, and a great way to break up the monotony of camp. Well, this year the Bills are doubling down, traveling to Hallis Hall, the Bears training facility in Lake Forest, Illinois, for a few intense days of joint practices. Mark it down, Mafia. This is where battles are won before the regular season even kicks off. The Score's Chris Emma broke the story this week, confirming that both the Dolphins and the Bills will be heading to Chicago this August for joint practices. Here's what he had to say. The Bears will host the Dolphins and Bills for joint practices in August at Hallis Hall. Two talented AFC East teams coming to Lake Forest for work during training camp. But there's another twist here, and this one hits home, because this trip to Chicago will also be a bit of a reunion. That's right, linebacker Tremaine Edmunds will be lining up against the team that drafted him in the first round back in 2018. You know Tremaine, a former leader of this defense, fan favorite, and an absolute tackling machine. He's now heading into year 2 with the Bears after signing that 4-year deal in free agency. And let's not forget the full circle moment for Mitch Trubisky. The Bills' backup quarterback, who by the way has been looking sharp in OTAs, was the number 2 overall pick by the Bears in 2017. Chicago might have changed front offices and head coaches since then, but you can bet this game has a little something extra for Mitch. He'll be back on his old stomping grounds, looking to make a statement and help lead this team through preseason reps. Look, these joint practices might not count in the standings, but let me tell you, they matter. They bring a new level of intensity. It's different when you're lining up against another team. You get real contact, real speed, and real opportunities to test your scheme, your depth, and your toughness before the lights come on for week 1. And for a team like the Bills, a team with championship aspirations, this is about sharpening the sword. It's about putting guys like Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, and rookie O-linemen into a hostile environment and seeing how they respond. It's about giving Josh Allen a chance to test things against another defense. It's about ironing out wrinkles and stolen packages and preparing for the grind of another AFC East war. Here's how the preseason is shaping up. The Bills-Bears matchup in Chicago on August 17th will be the second of 3 preseason games. Exact details about the other games are still rolling in, but what we do know is this. Joint practices will likely occur in the 2 or 3 days leading up to the exhibition game, giving both teams plenty of time to trade blows and build chemistry. Internally, we've seen it before. Joint practices are where rosters are shaped. This is where fringe players fight for spots, where new acquisitions build trust, where veterans turn it up another gear. And when it's against a team like Chicago with a revamped defense and a mobile QB in Caleb Williams, you know it'll be a real test. But now I want to hear from you. The heartbeat of this franchise, our incredible fans. What do you think about James Cook's contract uncertainty? Should the Bills pay the man? Or is it smarter to draft a replacement next year? And what about Hard Knocks? Are you excited to get that inside look, or do you think this could throw off our focus before a critical season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update as we charge into 2025. This is your team. This is our journey. And together we ride through the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Go Bills!